welcome back to my world. It's so baby girl Echo the best. So guys, if you are new in my channel or you're just coming across my video for the first time, I want to be part of Echo's world. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, click on the notification bell so that whenever I upload any video, you'll be among my first list. And my wonderful subscribers and viewers, I really appreciate you guys for always coming back to watch my video. Yes, I really appreciate you guys. You guys are wonderful. You guys are great. I really do appreciate you people. So guys, before we commence in today's video, and I have my juice, my mango juice, and I have my cake. If you want to join me, it's all about eat and discuss with me. Yes, we're just gonna eat and discuss. So guys, like I said, today's video, I watched news this morning, and in that news I saw it was a conversation with Wike Ekweremadu. I was so happy that in today's video, when I watched the news this morning, I was so happy to hear about Wike Ekweremadu, their progress, as in the progress they are working towards the release of Nnamdi Kanu, our IPOP leader. So guys, this thing, we all know that for me, this is what I personally have been hoping on for long. Even in my own closet, I always put Nnamdi Kanu in prayer. Yes, I always do that. Because this man has really, honestly, this man wants our freedom, and we are supposed to support him in everything to ensure that he is free. This is what I personally have been looking forward to, honestly, because this man, to see that we stand to fight for him, because this man stood for us. Yes, Nnamdi Kanu stood for us, and he's working towards our own freedom, so we should also stand to fight for him. We all know that in Nigeria, we see that there is, we pass from Igbo people, we know that there is no security for us. We are not secured in that country called Nigeria. We are not. Awonye Igbo, Nwafi Igbo, Nwonya Abia State, based in Sweden. Cannot, even as I am, I cannot come down home to Nigeria, my home country. I'm scared of bringing my children down to Nigeria. My own country, scared of bringing my kids to my own country. Should it be that way? We all see that in this country, there is no security. When we talk about security, there is nothing like security. And Igbos are not wanted. Yes, Igbos are not wanted. So let us be on our own, because all this one that the other day I also watched a news, the president going to Imo State to do what, Okwano? To do what? Yeni go to Imo State ime, and they allowed him in. Halfway or pata. Ndi Igbo bikono. You people should do something about this man. How long is he going to be in prison? For how long is Nnamdi Kanu going to be in prison? And I just believe that this will work out according to Ekweremadu, according to the conversation he has today. Although I will be linking the video so that you people will watch it. So, and also see to yourself and tell me your own opinion. Because when it comes to power, we Igbos we cannot be found. When you listen to the conversation, you will find out that when it comes to powers, we are not there. Security, we are not there. We are not secured. Even in the so-called southern part, They kill our people. They do a lot of things to our people. Our people are not safe in that place. So why the one piece? Why the one country? Why? Why Hanjiwe Choya Makana Wataro? Because I still keep wondering why they refuse to release this man. Why would a country, your own country, as in your country, you cannot be proud to say my own, your own country, you be held as in, they put you in the prison and you are not free in your own country. You cannot do things freely. Honestly, guys, this really sounds strange. Yes, it's not something that we all should just keep quiet. We all know that soon election is around the corner. Because if it's Nnamdi Kanu is still in detention, what is our own fate? What is you and I's fate? We should always be our brother's keeper. So guys, I won't be talking much anyway. I will link the video up so that you can watch it yourself. Comment down below what you feel. Your own opinion. So guys, I really appreciate you. So I really appreciate you guys for always coming back to watch my video. I really appreciate. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, thumbs up the notification bell so that whenever I upload any video, you'll be among my first viewer. Bye. Love you guys until you see in my next video. Love you.
And welcome to another evening of frank conversation here on Hard Copy, coming to you from our studios in Abuja. I'm Maokwe Ogun Yusuf. On Wednesday, September the 15th, nearly a week after the president visited the southeast state of Imo on a one-day working visit, members of the Southeast Caucus in both chambers of the National Assembly met and produced a communique. Top amongst the issues raised in their communique is the sit-at-home order given by IPOB and the attendant socio-economic aftershocks, the declining state of security in the southeast, and the continued feeling of marginalization amongst Southeasterners. Was this a direct response to the president's visit and his entreaty for peace and unity? What will it take to restore lasting peace to the southeast? This is some of the issues I take on with my guest tonight, Senator Ike Ekweremadu, a three-time Deputy Senate President and current Chairman of the Senate Committee on Environment. Senator Ekweremadu, welcome to Hard Copy.
My pleasure.
The situation in the Southeast between February and April this year was worrisome for both Southeasterners in particular and Nigerians in general. The onslaught of attacks on government-owned facilities was something to worry about. But the caucus didn't say much at the time. Was there a reason for this?
No, not exactly, but you know, we have levels of leadership everywhere, including Igbo land. We have the Ohaneze. We also have the Governors Forum. And then we have church leaders as well. So we expected them to take the responsibility of not just speaking out, but trying to douse those tensions. Well, of course, they tried, within the limits, of expectations and their powers. So, but unfortunately, we viewed with regrets that people didn't hit to some of their calls for restraint, including the federal government and indeed some of our people. So it got a point where it appears that things were getting very, very bad. And so it appears that nobody was listening to each other. So we felt as a representative of the people, it is time for us to also try and intervening, take it from where our other leaders stopped.
The timing of your meeting and your communique was quite strategic. Exactly a week after the president visited the Southeast. Was it deliberate?
Well, there was a conversation between people, especially Ohaneze and the president. Personally, some of us were not there. I was not there because the meeting took place the same day we had our National Executive Committee meeting on the PDP. So most of the PDP leaders were in Abuja, so most of us were not there. So I'm not sure what was agreed, but it absolutely has nothing to do with the meeting at all.
Would you have been there, assuming you didn't have the PDP meeting?
Well, the Ohaneze invited me to that meeting. So I would have been happy to be there. Anything that concerns our people concerns me as well. But because we have a commitment to the party meeting we had that same day, and because other leaders will be there, so because they can speak for all of us, so we decided, some of us in PDP, to attend the National Executive Committee and allow those our colleagues, our friends, and our brothers in APC and Ohanese and some church leaders to go and represent us.
The wordings of your communique were quite instructive. I'd like to read out a particular paragraph. You say you express solidarity with our people in the Southeast over the marginalization of the region in the scheme of things within the Nigerian Commonwealth. The caucus feels the pains of our people and their quest for equity, justice, and protection of their lives and property in every part of the country. So the caucus therefore resolved to continue to fight for a level playing ground and an enabling federal system where Indigbo is able to develop their homeland at their pace and equally pursue their happiness and actualize their enormous potential in every part of the country unmolested. Now, I don't know, reading through this, one would think that there is a deliberate plan by the Nigerian state to marginalize the Southeast. Is this what the Southeast, the caucus is trying to communicate, or is this just a feeling among Southeasterners?
You see, the people of the Southeast, they are used to a communal life. To them, communal life means living together with everybody. Anywhere you go in this country, you see an Igbo man. And now, over many years, you see that there's a shift in accommodation they've had with their host communities, host cities, and all of that. So people started coming home. You know, most of our people who were born in the North, they never know any other place except the North, you know, as their home. So we integrated every part of Nigeria. And this has been why our people, you know, feel free wherever they go and then establish their business and all of that. Now, we now have a government, you know, which we believe should be able to protect every Nigerian, no matter where you live. So this is one aspect of it. But we didn't see that because some people were chased out of their businesses, chased out of their homes outside Igbo land. So they returned home. Now, as if that was not enough, we believe that the Constitution made provision for federal character in appointments. We also believe that the government is about the people and people of everybody. We also believe that once the election is over, what remains is leadership. So we expected leadership from the present regime that will accommodate everybody. You know, because where there is peace, there's progress. And where there's injustice, you don't expect peace. So we felt that our people have been kept out of the corridors of power over this period, especially in the security sector. So we expect that security sector, every part of Nigeria should be represented. Because if you are discussing about security of the country, there must be people who will be able to give perspective in respect of their own region or the area in the discussion. So they'll be able to take an aggregate view of all that's happening.
With regards to security, every part of the country has felt its own pain of insecurity in recent times. In fact, we've seen southern governors proffer some solutions in terms of coming up with some, they say it's not regional security outfit, but we continue to say it's a regional security effort in trying to bring peace. So when you say that Southeasterners did not feel safe in parts of the country, and even at home right now, because when we talk about the security situation in the Southeast,
we believe as well that whatever is happening in the Southeast also affects everybody in Nigeria. So, but we wanted the federal government to make a deliberate effort to ensure that the people of the Southeast feel wanted in Nigeria and not having policies, you know, and conducts that appear to say we are pushing you out of the country you belong, the country you beat with all the rest of all of us.
Were the president's words assuring in that regards? Because he says he doesn't think that any Igbo man would feel like he or she is not Nigerian. He doesn't know why anyone would feel that way. And that, you know, he made reference to the integration which you talked about, the fact that anywhere you go, you will always see an Igbo person. Did you find the president's words and visit reassuring?
What you say and what you do are two different things. I've told you, after the election in 2015, I took it upon myself to have a conversation with the president. In the presence of one of my friends, a senator from Katsina State, right? So we met with the president. I said, look, this election are divided on more than any other election. I would like to see the president to have a conversation with the Southeast and South people over how they will feel integrated in your government. And he assured me he was going to have a meeting after the inauguration, but somehow that never took place. And when this issue of the South is complete, took the senators from the South, I had a conversation with them. I said, look, this is why my people are complaining. We didn't want to make it a media issue. We felt as leaders, we can have a conversation on things like consensus.
And you don't think that that is an elite conversation, let me put it that way? Because as you talked about, they say it's one thing to say, it's another thing to do. For some people, they say that when they assess what the president has done so far, especially in terms of infrastructural development, the Southeast has not had it as well under any other administration, regardless of how many people were in government under those administrations.
You see, it's not enough to put infrastructures, and then they are not part of the decision making of the place, of the area, either the state or federal. So that's why we have representative government, so that every part will be there when decisions have been made. So assuming an Igbo is president, and maybe a partner, you just say Southwest, let me just use that for instance, and then you have a whole South with all their endowments, the education, the exposure, and you don't have one single person from the Southwest, you can trust, or be able to believe that he can handle any of the sectors of this country. How do you explain that?
Who point to this being an elite conspiracy point to it is because in the places where they have, or they supposedly have representation, those places, the human index in those places are really nothing to write home about. Apart from where the sub-national level is doing what it needs to do in those areas to bring development home to those people. We have since mentioned the security situation in many parts of the country, not just in the southeast of the country. We've talked about, you say you've been to Maiduguri, you've been to the northeast of the country, and I'm sure that you must have seen how a lot of the people live in internally displaced persons camp.
Nobody's happy about that. Nobody, including myself.
Exactly. So if we were to swap it and say, for the people who have representation in government, for the people whose people are in government, have their people felt the impact of their people in government? Don't you think that's a valid question to ask?
No, it's a different kettle of fish, whether they feel impact or not. I'm talking of inclusivity here, right? If you have children, and then you give preference to some of your children, and others feel left out, I'm sure as a father, you are not actually up to your responsibility, for parenting those people, because you're able to take care of your children at least in equal manners. So the issue of parenting should be comprehensive, and that's what leadership in a country is like.
Okay, you liken it to parenting, but let me quickly talk about this, because your caucus also say that you're going to set up a committee to intervene on this matter, which is the matter of Nnamdi Kanu. What results are you hoping to get from your intervention?
Well, it's not easy to predict right now, but what I want to see is to reduce tension in the Southeast. What I want to see is that they make sure that the federal government understands the feeling of our people. What we want to see is for our young people to believe that their leaders are making a case for them at the highest level. So but we expect that ultimately we'll find a way, a political solution, in respect of the Nnamdi Kanu's problem. But I don't want to predict what will happen. But in the past, we've done a similar thing. When Wazirike was detained by Obasanjo, he was in detention until Yar'Adua came. I led a delegation of my colleagues in the Senate. I had a conversation with the president, invited Andoka as Attorney General. Eventually, we ended up in a political solution, and Wazirike was released. Same thing with Nnamdi Kanu. When he was detained, I also led a delegation to meet with the president. So we expect that just as we had some results in the past, including the release of Nnamdi and Wazirike, maybe we should come out with something, that should be acceptable to all the parties.